Let's talk about RPG Ignite Happiness Challenge. Now, this one is special. You would have come across a lot of organizations making offerings on various fronts. And now I'm going to talk about a special organization that has a smiley in its vision itself. They have a tagline, Hello Happiness. We will now say hello to all our happiness ambassadors who have spread smiles across social media during the registration phase of D2C Ignite through RPG Presents Ignite Happiness Contest. And we have these winners. Muskan from 𝗓𝗟𝗡, Nikhil from 𝗓𝗟𝗡, Nisarg from 𝗓𝗟𝗡, Prakhar from IIM Lucknow, and winning it all is Tushar Jain from IIM Lucknow. Please have a big round of applause. And now, as promised, Tushar Jain, incoming batch at IIM Lucknow, will now be joining in our next panel, where we will explore what to learn and how to learn in an MBA life with Rahul Subramanian and high performers from all the B schools, IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, 𝗓𝗟𝗡, PPO holders, gold medalists, and competition winners. In this panel, we have Bhanu Gurum, who is the co-founder of Ditto Insurance and FinShots. He was a Placecom representative at IIM Ahmedabad and also had a PPO from Amazon. The next in line is Amber Ladd. He was a Placecom rep at 𝗓𝗟𝗡 Jamshedpur for the 2019-21 batch. Bagged a PPO from Bain & Company for associate consultant position. Next in line is Samarth Gubrel. He's a gold medalist from IIT Roorkee and a Placecomer at IIM Bangalore and is doing his summers at BCG. Next in line is Ashutosh Gupta from IIT Ghaziabad, who has had multiple stage finishes in national and international competitions. He recently stepped up for a cause and helped raise funds for COVID relief by hosting an online session. He's a HUL PPI holder and we wish him best for the conversion. Akansha Kashyap is IIM Ahmedabad's gold medalist, one of the top 10 D2C competitive business leaders, and has had stage finishes and has won multiple competitions. She's currently a consultant at Kaplan. And now, finally, the moderator of this esteemed panel. Very illustrious, extremely hilarious, the brilliant Rahul Subramanian. He needs no too little introduction. You all have turned to him for a quick laugh and some refuge. So you all know him as a stand-up comedian and a brilliant actor. I know him as a fellow IMTian. We have spent 1 year together at IMT. Hi, Rahul. It's a pleasure to share screen with you.
Thank you so much, Ankit. I've been good and I'm very excited and I'm slightly nervous right now, to be very frank.
You nervous?
Because I'm going to interact with such wonderful, talented young people, and although the aim is to ensure that we get as much value as viewers from them, it's also like I don't want to come across as like a little stupid or dumb in front of them. So I'm going to try really hard. That's why I wear my specs. I don't even have eye power. I just want to fit in. I just want to look a little smart. So I'm a little nervous, but thanks, Ankit. Thanks for having me here. And it's a pleasure.
Thank you so much for accepting our invite. And I just don't want to waste any more time with our interaction. Go ahead, interact with those panelists. The only aim is that we need to let them learn what to learn and how to learn in their MBA life. Go ahead, buddy.
Awesome. Thanks, Ankit. Thank you. And first of all, thank you to everyone, all 6 of you who have joined here. And I'm not exaggerating when I say it's actually my pleasure to actually talk to all of you. And I remember when Ankit told me that if I would like to be a moderator for this particular panel, I was keenly excited because like I said, I feel more close to your age than most of the other people who have come here. That's one reason. But overall, I also hope to learn something from you. You can all switch on your audio, all of you, and we'll try and keep it relaxed and fun because that's the only zone I know. So so we won't get too serious. And if I get serious, you can cut me out. All right. So let's start. I'm going to start off with nothing which is prepared. I'm going to ask a question which will go one by one, which will also give us a sense of what you guys are, what are you doing in life and stuff like that. My first question to all of you is that this is a very MBA type of question. If you have to introduce yourself on like in one line, what would be the best way that you would do? And we'll go one by one. Of course, the person saying last will get some time, but the person who goes first might actually hit the jackpot and say something amazing. All right, we'll start with Banu. Banu, hi, bro.
Hi. Hi, Rahul.
Yes, all yours.
One line, I would say, co-founder of FitShots. I think that's the biggest achievement that I had in my career. Yeah.
Fantastic. Ashutosh.
A passionate marketer, a future marketer, passionate future marketer.
All right, passionate marketer and a future marketer. I'm sure you'll do well in that. Ashutosh. Akanksha, let's come to you.
Hey, so I am a gold medalist, and that was like my biggest achievement that I can talk about.
Fantastic. Congratulations and nice to have you here. Amber, am I saying your name right? Amber?
Yeah, it's Amber. Yeah. So I guess general engineer male, currently working in Bain.
That's general engineer. So say that again. General engineer.
General engineer male. It stands like gen is it's quite a common word in the MBA world. So
all right.
General engineer male, basically at a disadvantage from all ends. So.
All right. You're doing quite well, man. Samarth, let's go to you, bro.
Yeah, thank you. So I will describe myself as a constant learner, always looking for new challenges.
Fantastic. Constant learner who's always looking for new challenges. That's amazing. Tushar. First of all, Tushar, congratulations on being the winner.
Thank you, Rahul. Thanks a lot.
Yes, Tushar. Go ahead, bro.
So I guess like my journey has just yet started. So the biggest achievement is this competition itself, because I'll be getting a mention in Forbes India. So yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna take it along with me.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Again, if you just, for all of you watching and hearing this, you can just see like, although they all come from the same background, when I say same background, they're all MBAs. Either they are like finishing their MBA or they've just finished their MBA, and just look at the kind of achievements they've had. And this is all they've been able to say in just one line. I'm sure there's way more to them than that. So it's highly it's highly exciting to be amongst all of you. I'll start with some specific questions. Again, at any point of time, if you feel that you don't want to answer a certain question, that's absolutely fine. The only aim is to learn as much as possible. I'll start with Amber Lad. Amber, hi. Amber, you cracked a PPO at Bain & Co. Congratulations. I'm not going to talk about the PPO per se. I just want to ask something very specific. The whole process of doing an internship at a company. Now, there are a lot of interpretations to that, right? In a B school internship, this so little time, what all can you do? Are they serious about you? How do you make use of these couple of months? Basically, it's not just about how talented you are or how much you can work, but it's also about how you get yourself noticed and stuff. So what is your learning from the internship, and what do you think, if you have to advise someone as to like these are the things you should look forward to or look at doing in your internship?
Sure, Rahul. So like you mentioned, right, so the technical part and all of that is just one aspect of the internship. So from my experience, what I can say for sure, and this I feel applies to not just consulting, but across all domains, is the fact that, you should be able to understand what the people are expecting from you, your supervisor, your buddy or your manager, whoever. So generally in an internship, you will have someone to guide you, right? So you have to make sure that you have the expectations set, things are in order already, and you are constantly in touch and communicating with them so that there is no mismatch as such. So that is one. Second thing, which I believe is another important aspect, is feedbacks. So, it's important that you take regular feedbacks from these people, understand what is it that they want from you, and what is it that they feel you are lacking, and what is it that you can improve upon, and then try to work on these things. Because this again leads me to my third point, which is coachability aspect, which I believe most recruiters look for in a potential employee, right? If you show improvement, if you show a trajectory, then nothing like it, right? That means that you can be coached, you can be molded the way they want you to. So these three are the things which I would suggest are very important.
Fantastic. Yeah, so what I really like the part when you said coachability. Basically, your intention to learn and your intention to like adapt is what they are looking at. So what you're saying is basically it does not matter if you're brilliant from day one. That's not what they just want to see how open you are to learning and how open you are to actually doing stuff. Doing stuff according to what the company requires, basically being moldable, right? So that's a great thing. Let me move to Ashutosh now. Ashutosh, first of all, fellow IMTer, nice to have you here. And I have to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Yes, you're someone who has actually won your PPO or like job without actually interning with that particular company, right?
No, I'm currently interning with HUL. I got PPI basically from the competition.
Got it. Sorry, you got a PPI on the basis of the competition. Now, this is specifically for people who are studying in colleges or people who do not get opportunity to say sit for a particular company or their dream company or their dream job. There's not just one way to get what you want, right? Would you like to throw some light on that?
Yeah, so basically, whenever we enter a college, everyone have their dream companies in their mind, but it's not necessary that company visit your campuses. So we limit our vision, like we won't be able to achieve that company, we won't be able to work in that company.
Correct.
But as we have platforms like D2C and every company, it's not about just HUL or any other company. Every company have their corporate competitions or other ways to get in through. You should always make your vision higher. You should always aim for the best. At the same time, prepare for the worst also. And through competitions like HUL, Lime or other, it's not just about getting into the company. You have a lot to learn throughout the process. What happens, people generally focus on the winning part and don't focus on the learning part. So basically, even I had lost almost, I had participated in almost 20 competitions and I won few of them. So it's more of a learning process. Enjoy the process, work in a team, try to make a dream team where you enjoy learning, where you enjoy spending time with your friends. At the same time, you are working for the best. So that is the way you can enter to your dream company.
So Ashutosh, what you're saying, if I can summarize in a sense, is that it's not about winning these competitions. Yes. It's about being part of these competitions and learning as much as you can. So even if you had not won any of these competitions, you think you would have been as satisfied by just participating and giving your best. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and even the bond we have as a team is great. So it's more of an enjoying process. Just enjoy and learn and grow. That is what I want to say, that you can learn from competitions.
Fantastic. I mean, there's no agreement or disagreement. Everyone has their own way of looking at things, but I resonate with what you're saying. It's all about the experience of learning is so much greater than the actual result. Of course, the result helps, but thanks, man. That's so well put. Let's go to Banu. Banu, someone who has who's taken the road less traveled. Now, as a former B school student, I know when I got through an MBA, it was a great moment because you got through a B school, but there's also so much pressure, right? Like I have to get the job, I have to repay the loan and stuff like, will I fit in? Will there be people smarter than me? And I'm sure all these questions, irrespective of what college you are in, the questions are the same, right? But already having so much pressure, how did you have in you to actually leave all this? Like, don't forget about the job, forget about like the high paying job that MBAs get, forget about all that, and to try and start your own company. What really, like, how did you manage that? If you can just give us some idea into that.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, I and 𝗕𝗓𝗏, one of the other co-founders, so been close friends right from the starting of the college. And we, I think, participated in lots of, competitions, everything, right? And we would never get through, none of them, right? And after the internship also, we figured, we will not fit into this corporate, style, right? I mean, I already worked for 3 years with Nestle. So I kind of have some kind of, idea how it's going to be. But again, after interning with Amazon, I mean, I felt like I'm not going to fit into this structure anywhere, right? Now, when we looked at the career options that we have, none of the options that come on the, campus placements or anything didn't kind of, really make sense to us, right? We knew that we're not going to enjoy it, right? I know it's still scary. I mean, I'm still repaying my education loan after 3-4 years of graduating, right? But the other thing that, every day I'm going to hate my job, right? Is something which kind of put us away. It's like the loan burden looked much smaller to me compared to the other dissatisfaction you may have at workplace.
That's fantastic. That's if I may, I just have a follow-up question, Banu. This is all good, like, right? It seems great, right? आप ऐसे कुछ कर रहे हो which you really like doing, and you're taking the risk, and when you're in that moment taking the risk, it's also very exciting. Of course, there is uncertainty and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But do you think there is just one way to do and some might do what you have done, like do entrepreneurship. Some might do a job. Some might be entrepreneurial in their own job itself. So is there anything that you would like to say all those people who are joining your B school right now? Like, how can they be more open-minded and like listen to what they really like, and so that they can harness the 2 years of MBA in the best possible way?
So yeah, I would say I think it should be more about going out there and experimenting, right? So for example, when I was in Roorkee, right, I didn't do anything, right? I would study like a good student. My goal was, okay, reach this certain GPA, right? Watch TV series so that I can improve my language. That's it, right? Did nothing else, right? And then when I moved to work and then realized, boss, okay, I should have done a lot more, right? I think one thing which at least you can start with is, start experimenting at B school, right? I mean, it's not just about, getting a GPA and other things, right? It can be, doing some side projects or something or the other, right? Which will help you figure out what you actually like. It's very easy for you to kind of, get carried away with all, consulting, IB, high paying jobs, all these big marketing jobs, everything, right? But at least go out, experiment, then you'll at least figure out, right? You'll have more conviction for you to go out and do what you actually like.
Go out and experiment. That's, I think, and it's a great advice to anyone doing MBA, because these 2 years, I think, are probably, for most of you, it might be the best 2 years of your life. And what better time to experiment and try new things when you're in the best frame of mind with the best people around you. Samarth, let me come to you. Samarth, go out and experiment. Now, you got a PPO when it was announced that like everyone who's doing an internship with BCG is going to get PPO. Suddenly, for you had like more than a year of your MBA life with a settled job, like a sure shot job in a company that you like, right? At this point of time, I want to know, what are the different things different things you did in the last 1 year with the secure mindset, or what are the things that you did differently? Can you share something?
Yeah, so definitely listening about the announcement was definitely a dream come true, specifically for me, because since my undergrad time, I was interested in the consulting domain and I was trying to do things that can maybe propel me in this field. So definitely it was wonderful news to hear. And after that, I think it got the pressure off. So I think it gives you more freedom to kind of analyze what kind of role is it. Does it suit your way of working? Does it suit your aspirations? What you want to become, let's say 5 years or 10 years down the line. So I think it gave me more flexibility in terms of experimenting with my learnings. And in terms of a consulting job, I think it also opens up new possibilities for you. So in one project, you can get a sense of strategy, marketing, and several other domains at one go. So I think that was a wonderful thing. In terms of my plan ahead, so I still have my second year to go. I'm currently an intern, so I think I haven't thought about what more can be done.
So I want you to think right now. Tell me things, and it doesn't have to be related to consulting. It doesn't have to be related to your job. Like, what are you most excited about with this free mind? What are you most looking forward to in your second year?
So I think one thing that extra time it can give. So I think now let's say I have some areas of interest. So I think I can pursue them more from, like as Bhanu pointed out, more from a project point of view. We can do several other projects. We can get we can do some projects with some organizations that are working in the social impact practices. So I personally like the social impact practice a lot. And because of the COVID pandemic, there are a lot of NGOs doing a lot of good work. So I think as a part of the student community and the NGOs, I think I'll try to explore that space more.
Fantastic. So basically you will use this time to work with organizations, work on projects that are more close to your heart. And like you said, you have a secure mindset and you can probably do way more than what you would have otherwise done. Thanks Thanks, Samat. Moving to Akanksha. Akanksha, now gold medalist at IIM Ahmedabad, right? Which is fantastic already. One of the most premier institutes. Not only that, you've also managed to participate in a lot of competitions. You're part of multiple committees, societies. Now, all this doesn't, like for a normal brain, a normal mind, this doesn't add up. Like the myth is either you're very good at studies or you're very good at your co-curriculars or extracurriculars, and you can't mix them both, right? This is the myth. Like this is all we have grown up listening to this. या तो पढ़ाई करो या फिर खेल कूद में ध्यान दो, right? So what is your take? Is it necessary for you to always choose between both of them, or you can do both like you have?
So actually at IMA, I mean, everyone is, competing against you, and, you have so much competition and so much pressure at IMA sometimes that, you get that FOMO, and then you want to do everything, right? So just to clarify, the gold medal that I got was an all-rounder gold medal, which was given to me because of all the extracurricular activities that I did, because I was the head of one of the consulting organizations at IMA, because of which I got the gold medal. So in addition to the grades that I got, which was not in the top 20, just to clarify, but but they were decent. But apart from that, I participated in a lot of competitions. Then I was the head of Forum for Industry Interaction, which is the consulting body bringing projects for students at IMA. Other than that, I was doing a lot of projects, which were like industrial projects, coming to IMA and, working on consulting projects even before, going out into the real world. So all of this, helped me get that gold medal. And so grades are really important for sure. But all of these experiences really matter. And as Ashutosh pointed out that, when you participate in such competitions, you get to meet a lot of people, you get to network, and you get to have that fun, and, you brainstorm. So all these experiences matter a lot. So I'm not denying the fact that grades are not important, but when you get into an MBA college, these experiences matter a lot. And then, you should just not sit in your room and, mug up and, just focus on your grades. In addition to that, you need to go out and participate in these competitions, interact with people, network. And at IMA, we say that, MBA is all about networking that we do. So I guess all of these things are really important, and you can definitely do both. It depends upon, how you are managing your time and, how you are prioritizing things. So you really need to have your schedule set up where you, prioritize that, this is important for me and this is not important for me. And then you just somehow figure out ways to, do a lot of things when you are in college.
Fantastic. So you're saying it is possible to do both. And you've also given us some idea, like you said, you're not in the top 10, you're in the top 20 when it comes to academics. Am I right? Are you in the top 20?
I said I'm not even in the top 20.
You're not even in the top 20. All right. Yeah. Great. Fantastic. So I relate to you at this part, but I think at some point I'll stop relating to you because I was not even there in the top 200. But that's not the point. You're not saying that academics is not important. You're saying that academics is important, but so is every other thing that you do in your B school, which is a great follow-up I have to Ashutosh. Now, Ashutosh, I know I have a sense of the IMT culture. I'm sure like it evolves, it changes. And I know in IMT, there's a lot of extracurricular, co-curricular activities that keep happening. But one way is that it's very easy for people like you, like all six of you, you are ambitious people, you take on stuff, you like to try new things. But different kinds of people come and do an MBA. It's not easy for everyone. It takes time. So if I am someone who's joined at B school and I'm not someone who's very comfortable like taking chances or even like communicating or talking to people or expressing myself, how does someone like this, someone like him or her go about still enjoying and experiencing all that 2 years of B school has to offer?
Okay, so starting with my life, so I haven't visited the campus yet. Like I just went for the interview and then but still, see even I was not comfortable talking to people in the starting. So what I used to do, I used to observe people like who is resonating with me or who is having the same vibe as me. and then I try to talk to them, and then I try to personally message them, and then that is how you move on in the at MBA. So after that, what you can do, you can try to form a teams, you can try to have short meetings, try to know people, because everyone is uncomfortable there. Everyone is new, and everyone is so competitive. At the same time, everyone wants to meet new people and know about their life or how they have been through. So it's about meeting people. So you have to take the first step every time.
But डर तो लगता है ना, like डर लगना, it's normal to have that fear, right? Because matlab, other person might also have the same fear, but you don't know that, right? And it is not easy. It can be taxing, right? So what is it that one can do to like really feel at ease and at comfort in such situations?
So what you can do, you can start, at least take a step कि आज मैं एक इंसान से बात करूंगा, या फिर he is the person I like the most in the group. So try to take a small steps. Try to be part of us. IMT have lots of clubs and committees. So try to be part of that clubs and committees, so that you will get a group of people you are going to interact on a daily basis. If you are working together, obviously you will enjoy it, and then you will get that bond and that kind of friendship, and that you can enjoy. So obviously you have to take the first step. Even I was feared about like how to talk to the people, but just a small. You have to put your foot forward, and then it's easy.
Yeah. Tushar, let me come to you. Do you think like here's where things like in a B school, competitions and group activities, they come to be very handy. Like it doesn't, like when you're part of a group activity, you're part of a group with diverse people, right? Like there are 4 people in your group. Some of them are good at something, some of them are good at something else, and not just about skills. Even in terms of personalities, it's a great place to balance things out. So do you think that this group dynamics and competitions are really key to you having a fulfilling B school life?
Thank you for your question, Rahul. So yeah, definitely, I believe that these team dynamics and group activities are very important in one's life during his or her MBA. However, I have not started my MBA as of now, but yeah, still, from what we have heard or from the competitions that I've taken part in, we have realized that one mind is not good at doing each and every single thing. You cannot do everything by your own self. You need people, and when you work with different people, because in the broader sense, you have to work with that diverse set of people. Whether you are going in the corporate world, whether you are going into the social sector, whether you are starting your own company or something, you have to work with different people. And if you are not in that mindset right from the beginning, then it really becomes a big challenge to you in the later phases of life. So yeah, definitely, it's a key factor that one should consider while pursuing his or her MBA.
So let me ask you this. I'm sorry that I know you're going to start your IIM Lucknow now. Let me ask you this. Now that you're someone who already does a lot of this, you like taking part in competitions, you like trying new stuff. You already do, like in most people's definition, you're already doing everything which a person would like to do before like in and B school life. So what is it that you want your B school to surprise you with? What is that one thing you're like, yeah, ye to maine bhi nahi socha tha, and this is amazing. Like, is there some expectation you have from your B school?
Okay, to make it a bit funny on that part, one thing that the B school can surprise me is taking away my sleep, because that is something dearest to me.
Why?
I try to manage my sleep schedules, but I'm completely bad at it, very bad at it. So that is one thing that I can be surprised with. And yeah, when that will come into play, I guess there will be multiple things to handle, a lot of things to manage at our end. And I guess that's something I'll be really surprised with, because I like to take challenges. Like you already mentioned that there are so many things I'm into right now. So yeah, that in itself tells that how much I like to take on different challenges in different fields, be it academics, be it extracurriculars, be it competitions, anything and everything. So yeah, I want to increase the number of challenges. That is something I really look forward to.
All right. Tushar, thank you, bro. Amber, sleep cycle, what do you think? What is you think B school, does it even give you a choice? I mean,
I don't think if Tushar is expecting that, like, he's in for a surprise for sure. Right? So yeah, I mean that's one of the expectations, and that is something you get used to as well, right? So in a B school, sleep is like the last thing on your plate. You'll have so many things taking priority over sleep. You'll have your acads, and if you are prepping for case competitions or CAT committee work, and there are so many things going on at the same time, you wouldn't even want to sleep. So, I mean, I don't think sleep is something which you should be expecting from a B school. But yeah, I mean, 4 to 5 hours is something which on a good day you'll get for sure.
Amber, I'm going to pick your brain on one more thing. So we've all spoken about how important is networking, how important it is to fight your inhibitions first. All this success and all to ek baat hai. It's all about how do you grow as a person, because I think B schools give you a fantastic opportunity to grow as an individual. Now, someone who has had WorkX, you had WorkX before you joined your B school, right?
Yeah, I have WorkX.
Yeah, so someone who had WorkX, did your perspective, or did you notice that your perspective towards B school was different from people who were just joining as freshers? And did that help you, or was that counterproductive for you?
I believe it's both ways in a way. There are pros and cons as well. So like you said, right, the biggest pro is that you have a certain perspective of the industry. You have a perspective of the corporate life, right? So as you would have also experienced, B school life is very different from your undergraduate life, right? So in a B school, you are more competitive and you are more inclined towards making networks as compared to making friends. So there are certain small differences which, if you already have a WorkX, you're more accustomed to, and you're able to adapt to the life in a better way. Then other than that, of course, the interview process and overall placement cycles and all, you are sort of more comfortable with it because you have experienced it before, right? So that is the pros, I believe. From the con side, I think WorkX can sort of bias you as well to a certain extent, right? You sort of have some set expectations which, if are not fulfilled, you are sort of, sometimes you might feel lost also. But so that is where freshers have an advantage. I feel, they come with an open mind, right? So some WorkX folks I met had a very parochial mindset of what to expect from an MBA. So, I mean, it's a bit of both, in my opinion, if you ask me.
It's a bit of both. I'm sure that makes sense also, right? I mean, you can always turn whatever you have into an opportunity, or you can look at it and say that you missed out. It's the choice is yours, right? I get that. Samarth, now you also work for the Placecom. Now, if there is anyone in a B who has lived the B school life, knows that if there is one committee that works way too hard, spends a lot of time working, and also gets both criticism and accolades equally, is the placement committee. How has this, have you ever been part of anything like this in your life before?
So while I was at IIT Roorkee, I got a chance to be a part of different clubs. So I was also a part of the cultural fest 𝗕𝗏𝗠 at IIT Roorkee. Similarly, I was from mechanical, so I was a part of the automotive club. But I definitely felt that in terms of professionalism and the work hour commitment, MBA placement committees are very different from undergrad or even different committees at the MBA schools. Because I think they manage a very crucial part of the MBA life, about which everyone is very concerned and everyone is very well informed, and everyone has certain targets to meet. And they have a very important work of liaising between the administration, the companies, and the student aspirations. So I think definitely this is a whole new different experience in terms of learning, because I think it has taught me a lot about people dynamics, because it involves a lot of expectation management and also a lot of guidelines that we have to set. So I think it is completely new experience and completely wonderful to work with a lot of people who are as motivated as you to put in those hours. And like we are talking about sleep, so again you have to sacrifice your sleep and social life also at times to ensure that you can meet the expectations of the friends you have at your college.
Fantastic. Banu, let me come to you. From being part of a B school, you're probably the one who has, in terms of seniority, you're probably the oldest. You finished your MBA in 2018. It's been over 3 years now, right? I'm sure you miss your B school now. From being part of this whole process of attending interviews, mock interviews and stuff, now you might be you're in a position where you're actually hiring new people also. right? So I just want to ask you this new shift that happens when you do an entrepreneurship. It's because when you work in a company, you get, in some way, you get a chance to learn, you get to be mentored, and you can slowly go up the ladder, and it's a more organic way of doing stuff. But when you start a company immediately after being a student, the shift is huge, right? From being part of a friend circle and enjoying and doing stuff together, suddenly now you're responsible for a company, you're responsible for hiring new people. Are there anything that you learned in your 2 years in B school that helped you with managing a team, not just managing, like leading a team, that you would like to share with us?
I would say a major thing would be, right, at least especially in your B school, right, you always think about it in terms of Excel sheets or presentations or plans and all of this, right? Now, those things don't matter more than 10%, I would say, right? Because let's say any course that you're doing, right? There's a specific case that you're solving, you come up with a presentation, you put it out there. But when you get into the field, none of those things are going to work, right? Yeah. One thing that you have to kind of always do is, how are you going to figure out things on the fly? You cannot plan for any of these things, right? A lot of times, all these plans, okay, this is my 3-year projection or this is my 4-year projection, right? At least at FinShots and at Ditto, we have scrapped all the plans every 3 months, right?
But how important was it to make those plans in the first place? It doesn't matter whether, like, irrespective of whether they worked out or not. How important was for you to go through the process and your team to create those plans, to have some target in mind, and then see how it goes? How important was that?
I would say a rough outline should be more than sufficient. As in, so the core idea should be there, right? As in, okay, what are some things that you're kind of always going to do with, right? So you kind of draw your own boundary, saying, okay, see, this is the things that I'm not going to do as a company, right? For example, when we are kind of right now in a place where we can sell a lot of financial products, right? We don't do that, mainly because, for example, on FinShots, we write something called as FinShots Markets, where we talk about stock markets. A lot of people come and ask, hey, why don't you tell me which stock to buy? You know a lot of things, right? But we still don't do it because we know it's a futile exercise, right? So you draw those boundaries always, and you kind of try to work out things within that itself, right? Yeah. So the plans and everything is only about figuring out what things you are ready to do and what direction. That's it. Timelines is not at all in your control, right? You always think, in 2 months I'll reach this, I'll hire people in 2 months. Nothing is going to happen. You never know, right? There are places where I spent 6 months trying to find the right person to join the team, right? Now, what will you do if you're getting a person after 6 months? Entire plan goes for a toss.
Yeah, that's fantastic. What I really got from what Bhanu, apart from all the technical details, what I really got from you, because you're an entrepreneur now, you have embraced uncertainties in a sense. Like when you were talking about so many things which are so uncertain, you have to work. I spent 6 months trying to hire someone. We made plans, the plans go haywire and all that. You are okay with that at some level, which is like you have embraced the uncertainty and you're looking at the exciting part of uncertainty rather than the unknown part and how it can cause fear. So which is great, and I must thank you for sharing that. That's something I'm learning today from you. Now I'm going to open this up to all of you now, and we'll go one by one. And now the questions are not going to be serious. We have talked a lot of serious stuff, right? And we got a sense from all of you as to what you guys are doing and how and what are you passionate about and stuff like that. I'm going to ask you one thing, and for Tushar, because you're just going to start B school, this question for you will be, when you join a B school, right? I just want you guys to tell me one thing that you did in your B school life, and let it not be anything related to career, growth and stuff. One thing that you did in your B school life, which you never thought you would do, and you ended up doing in those 2 years. We'll start with Bhanu. Yes, Bhanu.
I would say starting up. I never thought I'll get into this.
You never thought in your life? You never thought?
No, absolutely never.
How much credit do you give your B school for that?
I would say 100% of it.
All right.
Even in the
sorry. Go on, Bhanu. Sorry.
Even for the entire first year also, I never thought I'll get into doing something like this.
Fantastic. Ashutosh, I know you're still part of it, But
yeah,
one
so
thing.
the thing, yeah. So for me, it's like sleep. Sleep means my sleep cycle is so disturbed. Like if I want to sleep, I try to sleep at 3 a.m. I wake up. I slept at 6 a.m. Like basically, my sleep cycle is so bad that even if I try to sleep at 12 a.m., I will go to 6 a.m. So I cannot sleep. So that is the thing I thought of, that I won't be able. I would get at least 4 to 5 hours of sleep, but at IMT, I believe that you can't sleep.
It's
You're
just like a background, right, Tushar? Someday you're in Africa time, someday you're in Australia time. You never know what time. Sleep cycle, something that you never thought you will have such a random sleeping times and stuff. Ambar?
Well, it's kind of similar to what Ashutosh said. So I stayed up for 44 hours at a stretch, something which I never thought I'd do in my life. So yeah, that's even after that, pata nahi chala. And then even after that, I was more looking forward to like chilling and partying rather than sleeping. So that's it.
All right. Akanksha?
So yeah, I could really relate to Ashutosh and Amber on the sleeping thing. And, I remember I used to sleep like 4 or 5 hours a day and then, attend a class at 8:45 in the morning in the normal times when we had offline classes. So that was an amazing experience. Other than that, I remember when I participated in my first competition, one of my first competition, which was Accenture B-School Challenge. And, there's so much competition everywhere, not just IMA, the other B-Schools as well, that, I was like, I could not even, clarify the college, the B-School, the IMA round. And then, when I reached the finals and, when we won that was an amazing thing for us. And that was one thing that I could never imagine that, you'd be able to do. But yeah, we just went for it and just got it. So that was amazing.
Yeah, of course. When you put so much hard work into it without even realizing like how time is going or how much time, the rewards are really satisfying. And
definitely.
Yes. Samarth, buddy?
Yeah, so I think I also relate with like all the people who talked about sleep cycle.
Yeah, come on, you have to give something different now.
Yeah, but on a fun note,
and Tushar also knows now the sleep cycle is something it's not in his control. We've got that. Okay, we want something else now.
Yeah, so on a fun note, I was thinking that one thing which happened actually, which I didn't intend to do, was missing one of your virtual shows that happened at IMB because we had some kind of tutorial at that time. So that was
the fun thing. To miss my show was the fun thing. Great.
Not the fun thing, I would say something which I had not expected myself, that I would miss one of your shows, but because of the hectic schedule or my time mismanagement, I had to miss it. So I think that is on a fun note, something I was not expecting.
Fun. So fantastic. Missing out on a show, a free show in that sense, which otherwise you would have not done. That's something which you think you would have never done, and that's something you did in your B-School life. Fantastic. That show was not that worth it. Okay, they gave me good money, I must say, but you didn't miss much. Next time I'm performing in your city, I'll call you. You can come anytime.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Banu.
Yeah. Thing that I miss, or I thought I'll.
No. Something that you did
differently. I would say taking courses like Bhagavad Gita, things like that.
Thanks. Something like this. I was looking for something like.
So we I think in second year, right? I took most of the unconventional courses, right? So at least in undergrad, it's always about this data structures course is going to help the backup for placements and all of that. I think here I took Bhagavad Gita, participatory theater. Right. There is one course called Exploring Roles and Identities, all humanities courses. Right. That is something which was really fun.
Fantastic. All right. Tushar, buddy, you've heard all of that. Sleep cycle is something which we know. Right. But what is that one thing? Tell me one thing that you would love to do, which has got nothing to do with your job, career, but just something, you want to make use of when you're doing your 2 years of B-School.
So honestly saying, I would like to take on something in music, because that is one avenue I have not yet discovered. I'm trying to pursue it slowly and steadily at my own personal end for now. But yeah, that is something I want to take up, because like in my undergrad as well, I took up dramatics for the first time, which was a completely new thing for me. I've never been into dramatics, and I have vague stories where I've acted like a jerk, ending up doing nothing in dramatics, related to dramatics. But yeah, I ended up taking dramatics in my undergrad, and that was really amazing. That 1 or 2 years I gave in. And similarly, I would like to do something in the music field.
Fantastic. I'm sure you'll get so much opportunities, and I'm sure you'll do all that you ever wished for. Ankit Agarwal is here. Ankit, if you don't mind, I have one question for you also, if you don't mind. Now, Ankit is my senior from IMT, and as you can see, Ankit has also, although he's organizing competitions, he has dared to compete under is something that he's working on. But in a sense, he has also dared to do something very different from what he had done. Ankit, सीरियस सवाल नहीं पूछूंगा, मुझे एक चीज जानना है. Competitions are very important for a B school life. हम सबको पता है. We have all done that. We've all seen people doing it around you. But again, this question is for you. Coming back, there's one thing about being competitive, other thing about taking loss or victory to your heart. How do you as a student balance this both? How do you enjoy being part of competitions, but also not get demotivated with the result, whether you do well or not? How do you do that? What is your suggestion?
I mean, very, very frankly, there have been a lot of, cases where we ourselves don't know what's happening next. We just learn from it and move forward. And typically, I'll give you one example in Dare to Compete Ignite itself, right? We did everything possible, to ensure that D2C Ignite goes smooth. Still, we got that 2-minute technical glitch. And that was only because there are 7,000 people watching, which we didn't expect. We were expecting only 3,000, 3,500, but 7,000 people came in. 3,000 people were doing the Treasurent. So all good. So there was actually a good thing in that as well. Now we'll basically see through how to get past that. But during my MBA life, there have been lots of cases. But the only thing is you can't cry about it.
You can't cry about it. Yeah. You can't. MBA doesn't give you time to cry about it. That's one thing that you even if you want to.
आज अगर professor से डांट पड़ी है तो दूसरा professor आने वाला है. You can't cry in the next lecture.
You can't cry. I can't even say how much I relate to what you're saying, Ankit. And someone who has had all these, professor said dart padna was my passion in a sense. So I know what. So now this is a question again. So I am someone who never took part in any competitions. Okay, I took part in competitions, but not really managed. I took part in competitions like press conference and cultural stuff, never into anything. I did not take part in any of these, group project competitions, or say the L'Oreal competition, or Mahindra had something. I work for Mahindra. I forgot what did Mahindra have? Mahindra has a competition, right?
Mahindra
War Room and stuff like that. I remember when War Room happened, I woke up at around 10 a.m. and my roommate told me that Mahindra War Room ke log aaye hain and they're giving free t-shirts. So I just went, I collected the free t-shirt. I still have it. And then I was called the next year because I got a PPO from Mahindra. So I was called to motivate people of my college, saying how they should participate in War Room. And I felt like this was so not right, because I missed Mahindra War Room completely.
Or rather, this was so simple, right? Distribute t-shirts again.
Yeah, that's what I said. So please participate in any competition that give you t-shirts. Someone said, but what if someone gives a cap? I didn't have an answer for that. So I was not very quick on my feet at that point of time. But again, let's come back to these competitions. Now, I want you guys to share one experience of any, and I'm let's not keep it to B school. And I'm going to include Ankit also in it, because Ankit is part. One incident of you being part of a competition where you didn't succeed. I think it's very important for all of us to understand that it's not about winning. So I want you to tell one incident where you didn't succeed and how you felt, whatever be the feeling. You felt bad, disappointed, okay, whatever. So we'll go one by one. Let's make it quick. We'll start with Ashutosh.
Yeah.
Not the success part. We want to talk about the failure part.
Yeah. So I still remember. So basically what happened, I had already won 2 competitions. It was HUL Lime and Myntra. And then there was Marico over the wall. So I was so overconfident. Basically, my team was so overconfident. We had already cracked 2 competitions. We are so good. And we didn't brainstorm much. Directly we came to the idea and this is the best idea. And then when the result came up, we were shocked. It was like a setback to us at that time. Whatever you do, you won that competition. That is fine. This is a new competition. You have to give your best. Else you are again at the foot of your your pyramid. So that was a very good setback for us. Like from that day onwards, our team is like, this is new competition. You have to work harder for that. Yeah. So that was a learning, more of a learning, that never be overconfident of anything. Whatever you achieve in your life or whatever you are doing right now, you will have a setback and that will push you to the bottom. So yeah.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. So basically, like they say in cricket, you're only good as the last match you have played. And it's very important. Although all of us might go through this, there is nothing wrong. We all might feel overconfident at different points of time. But I think what Ashutosh is highlighting is that it's important to like reset, realize that you're being overconfident, and so that you learn from it in future tests or like future endeavors. Akanksha?
Yeah, so 2 incidents. So something similar to what Ashutosh shared. Once I started winning competition, I thought I've got that key to winning competitions. And, you have to put that similar framework and similar structure, and, you are just through it and you'll win that competition. But that doesn't work, because the same structure, the same framework, or, the same thought process doesn't work for all the competitions. And then there were 2-3 competitions in a line that we did not win. And then, we got demotivated. So that was one. So that was an incident once we started winning competition. But in my first year, one of my first competitions that I participated in was HUL line. And I didn't know anyone. So I just, picked up 2 random friends, and, we were really excited and we formed a team. And, that was the first time we pulled an all-nighter, and we were really confident about our solution and everything. But, we did not even clear the first round of it. And that was really, really disheartening that, we had put in so much effort and it did not come through. So yeah, that was really sad. But, so that's the reason in second year when I started participating in competitions again, I had a hitch that, it's very difficult and, I won't be able to get there, win any competition. But, I just started again and, kind of prepared myself, and then, I was there. So yeah, a failure. And then, you do get successful later in life if you, keep working hard towards it.
Yeah. Although you felt very demotivated after like losing the competition, which you thought you can, yeah. But I think it's also great you gained a great experience of how to like forming a team, working on tight deadline, working together. And I think those experiences are what are the most important thing. And that's what I'm sure must have helped you in future also when you won those competitions.
Yeah, one of the suggestions that I would really like to give to all the students who are, going to join the IIMs and the other B school is that standing there, you won't realize that, this losing is also helping you. But, 2 years ahead now where I'm standing, I can see that, how all those experiences, whether it was losing or it was winning, that really, really helped me and, helped me achieve what I have today and where I am today. So all of these experiences are really important when you're part of B school.
Fantastic. Competitions teach you irrespective of whether you win or lose. I think that's the best part. And that's why people should participate in as many competitions as they can. And B school is the best place to do that. Ambar, what is your experience of losing or failing at something?
Sure. So to be honest, I haven't taken part in a lot of case competitions, but there's this one experience which I'd like to share. So this was a case competition by RB, and so we reached the campus final, but there we were not able to make it to the next round. So we were the second best team there, and only one team could advance. So my experience there, so of course I was disheartened, and had worked really hard, and it was not overconfidence or anything of like that sort either. But it's just sometimes I realized that even when you put your best, sometimes you might not succeed, and it's not just about the result, but I feel it's more about the journey as well, because through the overall experience, I was able to learn so much about businesses, about how to sell a product, and then so many things which you learn on the way, and that is something which stays for you longer than the result itself.
Fantastic. Again, so reiterating, I really love what all of you guys are saying, and this is what I'm getting out of it. It's like, it's not about winning, but it is about participating. It is about experiencing, and you never know what will help you in future. And sometimes it might be the failure, sometimes it might be your lack of ability at that point of time, but everything adds up, everything helps you irrespective. Like even now, I'm so thankful for all the things that I did in my B school. I'm doing nothing related nothing related to what I studied. I did engineering, I did MBA, and now I'm doing something completely different. But I would be lying if I say that none of those experiences helped. In fact, all of them helped. All of them guided me towards getting where I am today. Banu, someone I'm sure as an entrepreneur, failure is failure is part of life now, right? And there's good in it too, right? So what is? I would like to know your experience of failing at something which gave you confidence or learned
so I think so Reliance had one event where you can actually present a live business case. It's not about their cost competition, but basically you pitch your own startup over there. If they like, they'll just kind of give you money, right? I think we were the last in that. I mean, there are like 4 or 5 that made it to the campus finale or something, right?
All right.
Yeah, and we were the last in that. So that was kind of I would say pretty harsh on us back then, because it's like, I'm leaving my job, doing all this stuff, right? And still it's like nobody understood what we're trying to do. Yeah, but I think at least the right side about all of these competitions is that so I found my other co-founders through these competitions itself.
See.
Right? So we have we didn't even have a skill set, right? To be honest, when we decided to jump into this, right, I was supposed to be the product guy. Pawan is supposed to be the finance guy, but when we actually came out and doing stuff, somebody else become the finance guy, somebody else become the product guy, right? We didn't even have a specific skill set or who is going to do what, but we kind of know, okay, we enjoy working with each other, right? Good. So that's one thing that you develop at least, during this competitions or group projects or something. At least the working ethic is something which you would kind of learn.
Yeah, fantastic. You found your co-founders in a competition that you lost, which you thought was very harsh. I mean, see, look at the silver lining of this. Samarth, buddy.
Yeah, so one thing I remember is that from undergrad, so in my second year, I participated in a competition. And actually, it was during the summer time when my internship of second year was going on in a company. So actually, the prize and my motivation for participating was that it had a camp of around 7 days outside India in one country. And I was really motivated and interested to go outside.
Which country? No, let's also get equally motivated, and then with the failure, like it will be true for us also when we hear from you. Which country was it?
I think it will be obvious. So let's say it's a country in Europe, and I was really looking forward to it. And actually, it really hurt me when I was not selected, because during my internship time, I used to it had a very long process in terms of it. You had to submit an essay, and you have to also record a video where you have to answer some questions. So it had a very elaborate 3-step process. And I kind of did it with my internship. So I used to stay in my office late at night, and I used to find a lone corner to record the video on my laptop. But I think I didn't win it. But 2 important points I would like to make: that retrospection is definitely one very important thing. But what I learned personally from that, not getting through in the competition, is one was trying to find a mentor. Because many times, even in retrospection, we cannot see a lot of mistakes that we are doing because of our mental level is up to a certain standard in some age or in some year at college. So I think finding a mentor who has gone through all those stages is very important to give you more insights which you are even not familiar with. And second point is to use that failure as a fuel to motivate you. So for example, I was really motivated. So what I did is then the next thing I saw that is an opportunity for me to go outside was to get a research internship outside India. So I really worked hard towards it, tried to develop my profile in 1 year. And I was fortunate to get an internship, foreign internship after 1 year. So I think it's important to use it as a fuel and not get disheartened, like we are all talking, and use basically learn from the mistakes and use them to propel you in accomplishing whatever you are trying to do. For example, in my case, I was trying to go outside India. So that was something which I remember.
So don't look at the failure as a bad thing, basically. In fact, look at it like smile at it, and you might find a silver lining which you would otherwise not find. So every time there is a failure, you're saying like, hey, isse kya seekh sakte hai? I mean, be excited about that too, as much as you are excited about winning something, right? I think, again, that's a great lesson out there, which I completely resonate with. Tushar, buddy.
Yes, Rahul.
Yes, the same question to you. Failure.
So yeah, so in my undergrad, like my MBA hasn't started yet. So in my undergrad, I took part in multiple competitions, and they ranged from case study competitions to B plan competitions and paper presentation competitions as well. So I won many big competitions at that time, like in B school competitions like IIMs, IMT, and many competitions. So what happened is after that, I took part in one competition in IMT Ghaziabad particularly, and it was a B plan presentation competition, wherein like we were among the top 10 finalists which were shortlisted. However, 5 or 6 teams were from IMT only amongst those top 10 teams, and that was one competition wherein we were not even in the top 5. So that was a really big factor which like disheartened me. But after that, we realized that yes, there were some things which we need to work upon, because we had been a little bit overconfident because of the previous winnings that we had. And yeah, so there were learnings for us definitely from that aspect as well.
Fantastic. Ankit, we'll come to you also. I don't know if we can put you on the spotlight. Ankit, I want to know from you, because I really think, like, to everyone who's watching this, they should know that failure is a part of life, and not to take so much pressure. In fact, that should not stop you from trying and participating stuff. And Ankit, I am sure you have had so much success, but I'm sure being starting your own venture, you have also faced failures. So just give us one of the best failures that you've had, so that we can get inspired by that.
I think for me, the best, I won't call it a failure technically. 2 years down, so this is in 2019, okay? So we thought that everybody is looking out for funding. Why not? Let's go out and look out for funding, right? It's not just like Bhanu said, right? First of all, Bhanu, I love FinShots, okay? Every day, that's my go-to. It puts me to sleep in a nicer manner, that I basically put my earphones on, get that podcast and go to sleep along with some others as well. But so when I basically pitched for, let's say, funding, right? And imagine that's my first pitch, okay? It went really well according to me. And the investor said, this is pathetic. What are you doing? And there was a huge gap between what I was talking about and what they were thinking about or what they heard. Right. And that basically gave me a clue in terms of, boss, am I wrong or are they wrong? And eventually I thought that both of us have different viewpoints. And I think in my next pitch, I should incorporate those viewpoints. And that is similar to the competitions, right? Because you have won 3 competitions, you don't know who were the jury members, right? Or what should be covered in those competitions or so. Effectively, we did about 2 or 3 pitches. At the end of the day, I basically came to a point that, hey, even if they are saying yes, they are probably giving me funding at a valuation or at a percentage which I'm not agreeing to, because we are profitable, we are running the business or so. And then that day I took a call that, hey, boss, I won't look out for funding. Let me go and bootstrap my business. I think that was the best call that I took. In terms of where I was 2 years back, where are we right now in terms of all the clients, all the businesses or so. No equity diluted, we are doing phenomenally well. So I think that.
And you're absolutely happy the way things have turned out.
Oh yeah, obviously. I mean, today, absolutely happy. All the bright faces or so. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. I think this is such a great thing, and I know I'm again, so because I'm relating it to it so much, because I was part of the B school culture, and I know how difficult it is to participate and do things in areas which are not your strength, or which you're like afraid of or scared of, and most of the fear is from failure. It's so great to hear from all of these wonderful people who have been successful, but who have also failed enough, which is, I think that's the main thing. Failures will be a part of your life. Enjoy the failure, learn from it. And I think that's a great thing. I'm going to end this panel with one last question to all of you. Again, I'm going to keep the theme of it same. We're going to encourage and motivate people by talking about our shortcomings. So one thing that all of you have to say, one thing that you're not good at and you're still working at, anything from your personal side as to what is that one thing you're still working at and hopefully planning to become better at. We'll start with Amber.
Sure. So for me, one thing which I feel I can be better at is
Amber, we can't.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Can you guys hear him? Is it just me?
Hello, yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Is it better?
Rahul, we can hear.
Am I audible or?
Go for it.
Sure, I will just continue. So
yeah, I can hear you. I'm sorry. Yeah, go for it.
Sure. So one thing which I feel I sort of am slightly lacking in is probably time management. So before MBA, you never actually get the chance to do so many things at the same time, right? So you feel that you're a good time manager, but when you enter MBA, everything changes, right? You are suddenly reality hits and you realize that, there are so many other things which you can do. So it kind of stretches you to your limits. So so that's what I realized when I joined XLRI, that, taking up things requires you to be able to prioritize them as well. So that is what I've been trying to improve and inculcate in my lifestyle. Yeah.
Right. Time management. Great. So let's keep it, we'll keep it really short. Time management is something which Amber hopes to improve on and is still working on. Samarth, what about you?
So I think I can improve on multitasking. So what I've realized that in MBA you have to do a lot of things in parallel, and there is always a lot on your plate. But I am the kind of person who tries to take my time and focus on one thing, which kind of lets me to prioritize among the various things. So I personally think if I can improve on multitasking, then I can I can accomplish more in the limited time we have.
Great. So you want to work on multitasking. Ashutosh, buddy?
I want to work on the fitness part. Like from last 1 or 2 years, there are days when I'm skipping one meal, or there are days when I skip almost all the meals. And I'm eating junk food, and also I want to focus on my health now after all this.
Fantastic. Extremely important. It does everything else can wait, and everything else you can take your sweet time, but health is something which you need to prioritize. So great. Then we got time management, we got multitasking, we got health. Tushar, buddy, what is the one thing that you want to improve on?
So like previously Bhanu mentioned on the call that entering into all the fields is sometimes a futile effort. So that happens with me at a lot of times. Like I keep too many things on my plate and I end up missing on a couple of them. And one or two things can be important in them and other ones being non-important. So I want to restrict myself to the, not restrict won't be the right word, but I want to prioritize appropriately. Like what are the important things which need more focus and the other things can be left upon. You cannot do each and every single thing.
Absolutely. Prioritization. So Samarth is working on doing multiple things together. That's his weakness. And Tushar wants to prioritize. Like, Are, do cheez side mein rakh sakte hain. Let's focus on these 3 or 4 things. All right. Akanksha.
So I really, connect with Ashutosh on the fitness part. I've been trying to follow a fitness regime, but haven't been able to do that. Other than that, I think sometimes I take too much on my plate, and that is something similar to Tushar. And I think that, trusting people is very important, and, delegating things is very important. So, when you form teams and even when you're, working at your job, it's very important to, see what is important for you to do and delegate the other things and not take all the pressure upon yourself. So, not taking everything on your plate and delegating stuff is something which is very important, and which will really help students who are entering, these schools, that, you do not have to do everything yourself. You have to take help of others and, delegate stuff and, divide the pressure, basically.
Yeah, sum is greater than the parts. It's very well said. These schools give you opportunities to work in team, but we have this ego inside us. Like what if they don't do it properly? What if they are not the right people? We need to throw that away at some point and trust people. It's a great point. It's not just with B school. It's like moving forward in life also. Trusting someone else who thinks differently from you, but can probably deliver better than you. You need to have that in you. It's a great point. Bhanu, buddy? You're on mute. That's how you know when someone's passed out from B school and become a corporate,
Yeah. I'm still bad at public speaking. I mean, every time I have to come out and speak, I still feel nervous.
Fantastic. Are you doing something about it? Are you doing something to?
Yeah, just participating in as many public events as possible. I think that's the only way you can do it.
Great. I think that's such a different answer from others. Public speaking, it's something you want to improve on. So I think we've got a good bunch of things. We got multitasking, we got time management, we got prioritization, we got trusting others, fitness, which Ashutosh said, and Banu summed it up by saying public speaking is one area that he wants to improve on. I will close it by asking Ankit, and Ankit, I will allow you to close this session after you say one thing that you want to improve on, Ankit.
I think we've been trying at least one campaign to go viral since 18 months now. Very frankly, none of us have been able to crack that factor through which any campaign goes viral. My team doesn't have a clue. I don't have a clue. The campaigns that did go viral for us, 2 of them, we didn't have a clue why did they go viral. So we're still learning in terms of what's happening, and that's where I want to learn and have that back in terms of what should work, where and when.
I think you cracked it. The way to get anything viral is by keep doing it, so that if you do 100 times, 10 times it will be viral, 90 times it won't be.
All 100 times, efforts are done, resources are taken, money are gone. Yeah. So that's why we need to have that knack as well.
Fantastic. Yeah, but Ankit, personally, ye to ho gaya. Your company, personally, what is the one thing that you want to improve on?
I think personally, it's the trust factor, very frankly. See, as a startup founder, you need to have trust in your founding team. It's very, very critical. Whether they are founders or not, it doesn't matter, right? So everybody talked about multitasking, prioritizing, and basically managing tasks efficiently, right? If you see all of that, if you can't trust people, you can't prioritize your tasks because you won't be able to give those tasks to different people, right? I can't delegate. I need those kind of people whom I can delegate those tasks and be rest assured that bol diya na ho jayega. So I think that is something that I need to develop, because I need to develop that trust faster, or rather my team tells me that I develop that trust quicker than I should be, because then I leave it to them ki yaar kar lo. Then I don't follow up and all of that. So I think the trust is something that I need to figure out personally.
Fantastic. So again, so just to sum it up, I think this will like really wonderful to have all of you. My key takeaways are from the fact that you guys have done some amazing stuff, but you've also failed in life, which is important. And only when you try, you will get an opportunity to succeed as well as fail. And the key learnings, key takeaways, the things that you all want to improve on, I'm going to say that again, because a lot of you watching will also feel the same way or connect to at least one of them. Multitasking, someone wants to be good at multitasking, someone wants to be good at prioritization, time management, fitness, like Ashutosh said, very important. Also, Akanksha said that trusting people, which Akanksha and Ankit both say, and Banu wants to improve on public speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being part of this. I had a great time, and I really hope that everyone who's watching could at least get like something out of this, because at the end of the day, all of you are bound to succeed, and all of you also will have failures. But the fact is that the moment you start embracing that, like these guys have done, you will enjoy the process better. Thanks everyone. Akanksha, Amber, Samarth, Ashutosh, Tushar, and Banu. And most importantly, thanks Ankit for having me in this panel. I had a great time. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Rahul, for accepting our invite. I'm sure this was fun. This was learning experience, and thank you so much for coming in.
Pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So with this, it has been a very great evening, right? Now we have reached to that part of the day where we have to say bye. But before we say bye, let us see the winners of the Treasurent contest. Trust me, 3,500 people started the Treasurent, roughly about that number. 1,000 people at every point in time were at different levels when we were releasing the scores, the answers, and all. And as I saw few minutes back, about 900 people or 800 people finished the Treasurent. And out of those, the top 20 people who finished the Treasurent first are. Can I have that screen? Can we have a big round of applause for these winners? And if you see the time, all of them finished around 5 o'clock, just after when I revealed. All of you will get the samples in the next few days. by different companies. And thank you so much for participating. With this, we come to the end of Ignite. A journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. Like I said earlier, Dare to Compete is here to help you alongside this journey. We will stand by you, bring you the best that the world has to offer. Take care, stay safe, and Godspeed. Thank you so much. Bye.